Hey folks, and welcome to the Truck King YouTube channel. Sitting next to me is the brand new 2022 GMC Sierra AT4X. Now I think the folks at GMC got tired of playing second fiddle to that Chevrolet ZR2, so finally this truck gets all the off-road goodies that the Chevy gets. The question is it any good? Well, let's find out. The only engine that you can get under the hood of the AT4X, at least right now, is the 6.2 liter V8 making 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, and that is sent through a 10-speed automatic transmission, and of course, four-wheel drives with a low-range transfer case. So I said that this truck gets all the off-road goodies from the ZR2. Well, what exactly are those? Most importantly, a set of shocks from Multimatic. These are spool valve shocks. They are position sensitive. The idea being that when you're cruising on the road, they're comfortable, and then when you get off-road, they're going to take care of you and not beat you up too much. You're also getting front and rear E-lockers here. That's a big deal. Now, another off-road feature, of course, the tires. This is a set of Goodyear Wrangler Duratracs on 18-inch wheels, and this is an interesting point as well. GMC only lets you take the 18-inch wheels, and because of that, you have to get the Duratracs. On the ZR2, you can go for a set of 17-inch wheels, and then you can get a set of Goodyear Wrangler Territory ATs. And honestly, these are really loud tires, these Duratracs, so I think it's a weird decision not to allow us to get a different tire on what is supposed to be a luxurious off-road truck, because honestly, I just like something a little quieter, and those Territories are quiet and capable. Now, that's most of the actual physical things making the truck better off-road. The other big deal here is just the way it looks. First of all, our truck is finished in this gorgeous blue color. You're getting a unique grille up front. They call it a floating AT4 badge down there because it's kind of, hidden in with the grille. I think it's a really sharp looking truck, and I think what I appreciate most is that GMC has really differentiated all of its trim levels, so you're getting a unique front end on every one of the trucks. So if you buy AT4, you're not gonna look like the guy who bought Denali or who bought SLT. The off-roading equipment here is the same as that Silverado, and honestly, basically everything back here is the same too. You're getting this multi-flex tailgate, a really cool option, all these different configurations. You get the load stopper there, you can drop it down, you can become a step. This is really smart. You're getting those corner bumper steps, those are smart too. I absolutely love this bed as well. But here's what this review is truly going to boil down to. I'm getting the same off-road gear as the ZR2, the same rear end, although I'm getting a much nicer interior. Now here comes the price. This AT4X is gonna sell for just about $88,000 here in Canada. A Silverado ZR2, $78,000. So there is a $10,000 difference from Chevy to GMC. And we know it's not in the shocks or in the bed or in the tires. It's gotta be in that interior. So let's go for a drive now. We'll take the truck off-road and we're gonna talk about, is it worth it to spring for this, or should you just get the ZR2? And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we are driving in the AT4X. So we've been on a little bit of a tour of Ontario, our home province today. We're actually on Manitoulin Island right now. For all of those of you who don't know, Manitoulin is the largest freshwater island on the entire planet, and it's right here in Ontario. So we're touring around Manitoulin, and what we actually got to do, thanks to GMC, is we went to an active quarry. So we went out there, we were able to kind of drive through the quarry, drive up on this little course they set up for us, and first of all, get a feel for the truck off-road, but then second of all, just see the truck out there in that kind of working environment. So, you know what, I said this too, this truck is now identical to ZR2 or ZR2. You're getting the shocks, you're getting the lockers, you're getting all of that stuff. So with that said, Dad, I think it's zero surprise for me to say it feels like a ZR2, and that's a good thing. It feels just as capable, it feels nice and cushy off-road, it doesn't beat you up, good clearances, good tires. I didn't have anything to complain about. It wasn't a super challenging off-road course, but enough for us to get a taste, right?
Yeah, but on the other hand, we've driven ZR2 in the desert, we've driven ZR2 on our own trails at Ironwood, Those videos are on the site. You can look at them.
Mm-hmm.
So in essence, this chassis, this suspension setup, we know what it's all about. So as you said, it's no surprise that it works well. So that really is not the topic of conversation, okay? You know, GM continues to be the brand where they've got these sub-brands, and they encourage competition between brands. So Chevrolet and GMC, they don't necessarily play nice. They each want to have their own product. On the other hand, if one of them gets a product like ZR2,
21.
then trust me, the GMC guys were whining and crying and going nuts and going, there's no way, it's not fair. We want one too. Okay, so they got it. It's now called the X. So I think where we're going to get to now is when we look at the price differential of about $10,000 between the GMC version, the X, or the ZR2 Chevrolet version, we got to figure out where that 10 grand is.
Yeah, exactly.
And we got to figure out whether it's worth spending 10 grand more for the GMC.
Now, it feels like it's here in the interior, although I will say same thing. The ZR2 interior is also fully updated and quite nice. But here on the GMC, we do have slightly more upscale materials. This kind of textured, sort of soft rubber almost, the leather wrapped dash, the nice stitching. Again, this, I don't know, kind of faux metal look. There's all these different materials in here. And I think that's what's going to draw you in, is this truck feels a little bit more upscale, feels a little bit more luxurious than the Chevy. I also have massaging seats here in the GMC, so I can get a massage while I'm off-road. I do think there is a tangible step above the Chevy on the interior, but is it a $10,000 step? I don't really feel like it is.
No, neither do I. And I think it's more along the lines of, I think GMC, I think the people who think they know sat down and said, we're going to piggyback off of Denali. We're going to piggyback off the fact that people now look at GMC and specifically Denali as a luxury brand, and therefore we can roll this into that and therefore ask for a premium price. And you know what? And this may change. People may reject it. They may say that's too dear, just for a sort of a brand loyalty thing, because I don't see 10 grand in here.
Yeah, no, my gut feeling is the exact same. But then, like, you know, there's these intangible things like, yeah, what is the badge on the hood worth? What is the image of the truck worth? What is the styling worth? To you and me, it's not 10, but maybe to someone else it is. And I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Another thing that's interesting too, Dad, is I actually went and I looked at the GM trailering information sticker, which I absolutely love. Every brand should have one, on an AT4X and on a Denali Ultimate. And you know what? We expect the off-road trucks these days to have lower payload, but it was less than 100 pounds lower in this AT4 than the Denali. The Denali was over 1,400, and this was 13, high 13s. And yeah, those are impressive too. So that's also slowly happening, which is that you're just compromising even less to get in this truck in terms of payload and towing.
We always compare. That's how we figure out what we like or don't like. However, if you're just looking at this truck as a standalone, it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
it really is. Everything about it, from tip to tail, it's a beautiful truck, and it's got everything you could possibly want, and then a few things more.
Yep. And, you know, if I can gush about the Multimatic suspension once again, the other brands, they all went to active, right? Ford and Ram, they have active shocks. These are essentially, they're not smart shocks. There's no computer telling them what to do, but because they're position sensitive and using those spool valves, they do just as good of a job. And truly, we drove a Denali all day yesterday and then the AT4X today. Is there a ride difference? It's a small one. This truck is just about as dang comfortable as that Denali is. But then, of course, the Denali, you pick up speed off-road and you're chattering away. This truck, you pick up speed off-road and it stays smooth. So, yeah, I think the suspension is the gem of the truck, and it's good. It's really good.
Listen, overall, the best part about what's going on today is choice. You're getting more and more choices. So if you just can't see yourself in a Chevrolet ZR2 for whatever reason, you've got an option to go over to GMC.
Well, Well, folks, that concludes our day here with this AT4X, and I've got to say, this is a comfortable, luxurious off-road truck. Really, I'm just not sure it's worth it over the Chevy, but that's a decision that you are gonna have to make. Now, of course, that's it for this one. Please go below, leave us a comment, let us know what you think of this truck. While you're down there, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member, and then come right back here to Truck King to see what we are testing next. See ya.